Okay, so I'd like to thank you for taking the time, Mabel, for having a chat to the us at the Casting Guild, and congratulations on receiving one of the Rising Stars of 2022.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, before we begin, our chat, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of this land in which we meet today, and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging.
And today I'm coming from Camaragal land.
Nice. So, firstly, tell me, when you were notified of receiving one of the Rising Star Awards, what do you think? How do you feel? What does it mean to you?
Oh, uh, I mean, it was a huge honor and shock for me. I think I sort of woke up and I saw the email and I was like, oh my God. Yeah, it's such an honor, really.
Uh, Very nice. Congratulations. Now, um, you graduated from NIDA in 2019, of course. So that's the end of
Mhm.
2019, and everyone knows what's happened. The
Yeah.
next year after, when you're about to embark on your professional career, how did you feel? How did that go? Like, what did you think was going on?
Oh, that was such a wild time. I think I just thought everything was over, to be honest. And that, yeah, maybe I just need to move on to something else because
Oh, really?
I think at that time it was sort of like, yeah, the industry had stopped. Like it was just such a turbulent time.
Yeah.
So I think I sort of was like, okay, well, if nothing comes, that's fine, maybe because the world is sort of not operating as it was before.
Uh-huh.
But I was quite lucky, I think, and I was able to book some screen jobs that year and
Mhm.
be able to work and make a living from acting, which is
Yeah.
such a dream. So um yeah, I think I was fairly lucky and in a privileged position.
Yeah, yeah, and we did. I mean, Australia was a bit of a destination for production, which was, I think we all felt it in all parts of the industry. We got busy
Yeah.
after the initial sort of scare, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, which was amazing. Just so great that all these productions were coming to Australia and that I mean, I was able to experience what it was like to be on a COVID set and
Uh-huh.
on several COVID sets and wear masks and keep each other safe whilst
Yeah.
making work, which was really inspiring. It was hard, but it was really inspiring as well.
Yeah, I guess the
Yeah.
impetus of everyone trying to sort of make some work was just like the momentum was still like going, and everyone wanted to make work. Any sort
Yeah.
of major roles or significant roles to speak of that you landed in that time?
Oh, well, that year I did the Tailings and
Hmm.
New Gold Mountain towards the end of the year.
Hmm.
Um, and that was it was just such a lovely progression because it was such a beautiful, like small, intimate set to do the tailings. And I
Hmm.
felt like sort of the perfect launch board for me to do something like New Gold Mountain right after,
Hmm.
which was like a period piece, much bigger set. Yeah, just a lot more people around, and the story is so epic as well. So yeah, that was quite special to me. And it was just amazing to be a part of like a Chinese Australian story.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep.
I felt a lot of like disbelief being on set, just being
Why
surrounded
is
by
that? Or why
oh,
disbelief?
just it was something that I didn't um imagine that
Hmm.
uh it was a production that I didn't imagine could occupy space on our screens
Hmm.
so quickly and yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
mean, that classic representation, that story is such an important part of our history that
yeah,
just
but
hasn't
but
been
that was
told.
concentrating on the Chinese community as the story. It wasn't just like part of
Yeah.
it. It was actually part. Yeah. So how did you see yourself like when you started thinking about
Mm.
being an actor? How did you see it play out, or how did you imagine it was going to go?
Oh, well, I knew I loved doing drama in high school, and it
Mm-hmm.
was just in high school, it was more of a like a tool for me to relinquish the feelings of social anxiety I had as like a young tween. Like I just remember it totally melted away all my like awkwardness, and I felt funny, and I felt like I could take up space, and I could be loud. And
Mhm.
so like I just knew I really enjoyed it, but I definitely didn't even consider it being a job or something that I could say that I wanted to do proudly, because
Mhm.
I mean it's the classic, like there was no one like me on
Mhm.
TV. Like talk about finding the door. I didn't even know a door existed, you
Uh-huh.
know.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So I think so after I graduated high school, I was like sort of still doing classes, but I started doing this double degree with my ATAR that I worked so hard for in high school. And I was like, I'm just going to give this a shot,
Yeah.
just doing my double degree.
What was
But
the
then
other degree, if you don't mind me asking?
it was international. So I decided to do something like responsible and grounded and also a little bit arty. So I did international studies and screen and sound production.
I mean, is that to satisfy more like the traditional values of like, being,
Yeah.
Chinese? Was that a sort of more, was that not plaguing your mind, but is that what you had in mind? Like you needed to have that, I guess, academic side? Because I know traditionally in Chinese
Mm.
families, that's a real career.
Oh, totally. I mean, I feel like I've been very lucky with my parents. I think it was actually more me putting the pressure on um myself to like
Okay.
make use of my like hard hard work in high school to do that degree, whereas my parents have always been very like follow your dreams, whatever you want to do, we support you, which
Hmm.
is amazing.
Hmm.
But yeah, I did that for 1 year, and then at the end of that year I remember I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to audition for a drama school. I'm probably not going to get in. Like I remember thinking like it's just going to be a fun experience, and then I'm not going to get in and I'll continue with my life. And I ended up getting into NIDA, and I think that's when I started believing maybe I could be, because
Hmm.
I've been accepted into drama school. And
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So yeah.
Things got serious after that then.
Yeah, I had to kind of commit, and I had to say it out loud that, oh, I want to be an actor.
Gotta say though, I mean, you probably maybe may not think this, the timing too of where we find
Mm.
ourselves as, in creative industries in a society,
Mm.
more and more the diverse stories are now being told. And it's not just cameos, it's actual, like, we don't even have to say that we're the lead, we're part of the fabric, like as
Yeah,
in like, yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're complicated, full, flawed, interesting people in the world of the shows. Yeah, yeah.
Do you
It's
see yourself at all you know like holding the door, opening the door as well as part of that movement at all? Is that it has entered your sort of your thoughts?
Oh man. I mean, I feel like I'm just constantly looking to like my peers who I feel
Mm-hmm.
like have opened the door for me.
Mm-hmm.
And God, I even remember doing a work experience at Ensemble Theatre in year 10. And I remember seeing Michelle Lim Davidson
Mm-hmm.
rehearse for this play that they were doing. And I was there the whole week. And at the end of that week, like, I was like all nerdy, and I was like, can I do an interview with you for my school to present it? And I did the interview with her. And I just remember seeing her in that rehearsal and being like, oh my God, that could be me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so many people have opened the doors for me and have
Yeah,
paved the way. And yeah,
very
it's
nice.
it's a real honor.
And look, I mean, you probably perhaps answered my next question. Like, was there anyone that you sort of looked up to that that you saw yourself like following, as like their sort of career path?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There's so many people. I mean, just seeing Sandra Oh and her her career trajectory. And I mean, yeah, local legends like
Hmm.
Michelle Law,
Hmm.
like Ben Law, like Michelle M. Davidson.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, those people are just like legends.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. And just going back to sort of, you said you got, you were in the tailings. Was that your big break, or what do you consider was your sort of, I guess, big break where a wider audience would recognize you, or sort of, you would take
Oh
notice of
gosh,
you.
I haven't even thought of that.
Mm,
Um, I think for me, the tailings felt like a big break, even though it's a relatively like small and intimate show, just
mm,
because um, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be on screen and
yeah.
people can access this. It's not just like a theater show that like,
Hmm.
I don't know, 100 people go to a night, which was a majority of our training at drama
Hmm.
school.
Hmm.
Um, so like I already felt like, wow, that's weird. People can just click on that. But I think New Gold Mountain definitely gave me a platform.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, the places I was able to go with the character,
Hmm.
uh, like just playing an antagonist is so much fun. And I had a lot
Hmm.
of fun with that role. And she's so complicated and cruel and I feel for her so much. So I feel like that definitely yeah, felt big to me.
Fun,
Okay.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's next for you? What's on the near horizon?
Oh, what's next? Well, I just finished a theatre show at Belvoir, which I loved. And well, what I know is next for sure is I'm finally doing Miss Peony next year at Belvoir, which is this wonderful theatre show that's like a bombastic kind of comedy with a lot of heart, written by Michelle Law,
Uh-huh.
starring Michelle Law
Uh-huh.
as well, and a wonderful cast. And we were basically meant to do this like late last year, but
Hmm.
we literally closed right before opening because it was like the next wave of COVID.
Yep.
So I'm really excited to like revisit that family and that
Finally.
story. Um, yeah, yeah. Mm.
Good. Well, looking forward to that. And again, once again, congratulations on being recipient of the
Oh,
CGA Rising Star for 2022.
thanks, Joseph.